It was once said that to achieve great things, two things are needed: a plan and not quite enough time. While our wedding plan is well advanced, the race is on to have the chateau ready for the celebration. And we're about to discover how little time we really have. If the chateau is to be free of scaffolding when our guests arrive, huge progress needs to be made every week on the roof and facades. And there are endless tasks, large and small, across the domain for Tim and I to complete.
Well, we're here on the southwestern facade of the chateau, and you can see here our roofers have been laying hundreds of the slate tiles this week. If you look here, they've also been installing the LED flashing. So this is the cheek of, or the side of, one of Pernon's stone dormers. And to get the slate tiles in the exact spot, it's necessary to shape each one by hand using tools which haven't changed in hundreds of years. It's complex work, it has to be done with precision, but the final result is absolutely extraordinary. Part of the spirit of our restoration and conservation here at Pernon is to save as much as we possibly can of the chateau's original materials. And you can see it here in this set of rafters, these oak rafters which sit on top of one of Pernon's stone dormers. So the rafters have been completely rebuilt. You can see this is new oak, but the base here is original oak, hundreds of years old. And if oak remains dry, it should last hundreds of years more. And just to put these oak rafters in perspective, you will never see this feature of the chateau. It will have sheathing over the top, and then finally they'll attach the slate tiles to it. And so these pieces of oak, of course, will never be visible. Even when you're inside the attic, you won't be able to see them. But we want to conserve as much of the original materials from the chateau as possible, and that's exactly what our carpenters have done with these pieces for the dormer rafters.
Here on Pernon's western and final side of the roof, our stonemasons have made incredible progress this week on Pernon's 26 dormers that sit here on the second floor. They have finished cutting the stone and placing the stone in on the second last dormer. There is just one to go, and I'm going to try and catch Seb, our master stonemason, and ask him a couple of questions about what the process was, how it went, and get some more information from him. So let's go chat to Seb. Salut Seb!
Salut Félicity.
Ça va?
Ça va bien et vous?
Très bien, merci. Donc, qu'est-ce que tu as fait aujourd'hui?
Aujourd'hui, j'ai fini de tailler le dernier sommier de la lucarne numéro 2 qui restait à restaurer entièrement.
Donc, le sommier, c'est
cette partie de pierre qui est juste là. Donc, on a vraiment taillé celle-là. Donc, ça, c'est le sommier. Donc là, on a le sommier, la clé et l'autre sommier qui est juste là pour venir soutenir la clé.
Et ça prend combien de temps de tailler chaque pierre?
Alors, chaque pierre, sur les sommiers, on est à peu près à 7 heures de travail.
D'accord.
Et on a la clé qui est à peu près 4 heures de travail dessus.
D'accord.
Et après, on a aussi taillé les jambages. Donc, ces 3 nouveaux jambages qui sont venus agrémenter la nouvelle lucarne.
Et après le pose de pierre, qu'est-ce qu'il y a un truc que tu as fait avec le collier?
Oui, alors là, on avait fait les pas de doigts pour venir sceller entièrement la plate-bande. Donc, on a fait des petits trous et puis avec du coulis, chaud et sable, on rappelle, on vient sceller définitivement la pierre pour pas qu'elle vienne à glisser quand on enlèvera notre étaiement. L'entéiement en dessous qui sert à maintenir la plate-bande de niveau.
Et ça prend combien de temps pour le collier de sécher? Donc ça, c'était fait
ce matin,
il y a quelques
jours, là, il y a quelques heures. Là. Donc on va dire que lundi matin, ça sera sec.
D'accord, ok.
Et après, à cœur, ça peut prendre jusqu'à une semaine.
Ok.
Voilà.
Ok. Et il reste quoi de faire?
Il me reste alors la dernière lucarne, la lucarne numéro 3. Donc on peut voir, comparé à la lucarne qui vient juste d'être restaurée, qu'il y a une grande différence quand même en qualité. Oui. Donc là, il me reste encore les 3 jambages. Ces 3-là, on change le côté droit. Donc là, vous voyez, le bout de triangle, il n'y est plus. Là, c'est fissuré. Et là, on a vraiment plus de moulure sur le côté droit. Sur le côté gauche, pardon. Et après, on a le sommier, la clé et l'autre sommier à retailler.
Et les pieds là, ils sont
ça c'est conservé. On a commencé déjà à restaurer. On a déjà fait des petites greffes sur le côté pour restaurer vraiment le côté. Donc ça sera le travail de la semaine prochaine.
D'accord.
Donc voilà, on les taille sur place, sur le château de Pernod directement, pour une facilité. J'ai mis les cailloux qui sont juste à côté de moi. Si j'ai un problème, je peux prendre une cote et comme ça évite les erreurs de taille. Donc on peut savoir que le bloc de sommier fait 230 kg, non taillé. Donc on a un système de palans.
Oui.
Et de roule pour venir le poser sur mon tasseau que je me suis fabriqué et aussi pour s'en servir pour poser les pierres qui sont juste derrière vous.
I mean, you can see here that the stone is so brittle and over time it's just deteriorated so terribly.
C'est vraiment de la pierre qui vient à se déliter avec le temps. Donc là, le gel, les petits insectes, vous voyez les petits points noirs, ce sont des insectes qui viennent se nicher dedans, c'est des petits moucherons. Tout simplement, et puis après, là, vous voyez, là, elle est vraiment à bout de vie. Là, sur les nouvelles, il n'y aura pas ce problème de petites bestioles qui viendront se mettre dedans, parce que c'est la pierre qui vient se décoller un petit peu, et puis après, les petits moucherons viennent se nicher derrière pour être au chaud pour l'hiver, en final.
Oui, ok. Wow. Ok. Super, merci beaucoup.
De rien.
Seb,
merci à vous.
Vous êtes absolument formidable.
On essaye.
Well, this week our carpenters and roofers have made remarkable progress on the western side of Pernon's roof. When Flick and I first arrived at the chateau almost 5 years ago, one of the things we noticed about the roof was a wavy deformation that the centuries had exacted upon her. And this wavy deformation has had to be corrected by incredibly meticulous work, particularly by our carpenters, as they've refashioned the oak support frame itself and then added this frame to which the sheathing will finally be attached. And if they don't get it exactly right, if they don't get it exactly straight and exactly flat, it won't be possible to put the sheathing in place and then finally to attach the tiles. So much of that work has been done this week, and you can see just how exacting and meticulous the measurements and the work has to be to get the roof absolutely straight and absolutely flat. There really is so much happening at the moment. There is so much to do, but there's so much progress being made. We're sharing as much of the progress as we can with you each week. You can see behind us the first delivery of the stone pieces for the restoration of Pernon's Bridge, the bridge that Flick and I are sitting on at the moment. And although the commencement of that work is still a little way off, that's going to be a very, very exciting phase of works.
Yeah, so much progress. The big thing this week was the completion of the restoration of the second last of Pernon's dormers, that incredible feature that sits in our magnificent roof. And actually for our YouTube and Patreon members this week, in their exclusive video, Tim takes a deeper look into the restoration process of the dormers. And so if you would like to catch up on that, there's a link in the description below for how to join.
And in exciting news for our friends and supporters in the United States, Flick and I are going to be in Boston on March the 12th and in Philadelphia on March the 14th for events with the French Heritage Society to promote our book, Château Reawakening. So we'd love to see people who might be in that general area and interested in those events. And then on May the 5th, we're going to be in Atlanta, and on May the 7th in New Orleans for events where we'll provide further details about those events as they come to light. But of course, we'll have further events in the US and elsewhere in the months ahead, and we can't wait to share the details of those with you as they come to light.
So all the details for the current upcoming events are in the description below, so you can check out all the information there. Otherwise, as always, if you would like to follow the restoration of Château de Pernon more closely, we post regular updates on Instagram. We post an exclusive weekly video for our YouTube and Patreon members. Otherwise, just hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and we'll keep you updated here.